Vinny Maletti here with Maletti Law, the strongest name in law. The date now is Sunday, June 5th, 2022. The time now is 12:45 p.m. It is a beautiful June day here in Brooklyn, New York. And just a real quick video today. I'd like to discuss a common theme that's been happening a lot lately and almost with everybody in New York. I mean, just so you know, it's not like nobody's seen this coming. Well, at least here at Maletti Law, because the city is stupid, and they were basically handing out pandemic benefits and unemployment benefits like hotcakes, and not thinking about where they're going to get the money from, because they thought that as long as they were in an indefinite, a perpetual state of emergency, they would never have to worry about having to worry about to pay that back because the federal government is going to give them all the money in the world. Well, what have we learned? If you are a consistent viewer of Maletti Law, what have you learned about the federal government is they will always give you this whenever they can. What have you learned about the state government? They will always give you this when they can. Why? Because fuck you. That's why in the federal government they're kings, and the state they're kings, and they can do whatever they want to do, and with no repercussions whatsoever. So what happened? So now, during the pandemic, they were trying to keep everybody home. They were destroying the economy here in New York. It was totally intentional by Cuomo. Then when he was ousted, because Dr. Slippy Fist couldn't keep his fingers out of his employees, when Dr. Slippy Fist couldn't keep his fingers out of his female employees, he was ousted. And then Ho Child came in, whatever the case is. So she continued his reign of terror. One of the things was that everybody was getting pandemic money endlessly. People were getting money every week. No one was going back to work. They were just handing it out, Here's your unemployment, here's your pandemic. Well, New York did that with the understanding that they were going to get money back from the federal government that was going to match it. Suddenly, now that the state of emergency was declared no more, I want to say maybe like in June or July 2021, there was no more state of emergency anymore due to the political ramifications. Cuomo was having a hard time, how to get these lockdowns going away. So now that these went away, now our issue is here is, well, the city says what to do. We spent all this money, what do we do? So the city started trying to pull back these benefits, trying to say, hey, you didn't meet these qualifications, you got these benefits improperly, so send them back to me. So here in Maletti Law, we are being treated to multiple situations in which the state is now looking to recoup their money. The state is looking to recoup their the money they spent on unemployment benefits, and as well as what they fronted for PUA they were expecting from the federal government. So these next couple of videos, I'm going to kind of walk you through them. This video is going to deal specifically with unemployment benefits. I will create a certain situation. I will explain it. If the situation applies to you, use it. I mean, use us, and we'd love to charge you and make money off you. But if you happen, it's suffice it to say that I expect most of you don't have much money if you're getting unemployment. So if that's the case, here's my way of giving back to the community. Okay, so here's the situation. You've applied for unemployment. Every week you were certifying. 1 week or 2-3 weeks you went to, a lot of people hiring at the time off the books. Maybe at some point somebody was hiring on the books at some point, so you went to work for this particular employer. Whatever, it could even be a brief period of time. You realize you don't like this, you realize that this particular employment wasn't for you. I don't know, maybe you were a doctor and the only employment available during the pandemic because you couldn't open up your building, if you actually follow the rules, because you couldn't open up your building, was, I don't know, maybe like a janitor in a school or something, or I don't know, or a dishwasher in a restaurant. I don't know, So obviously it's not suitable employment if you're a doctor, right? So whatever, you did your unemployment, you certified every week, you had the job for like 3-4 weeks, and then you left, right? So, but you were still getting your unemployment, so you were cool, right? Well, what happens when that employer, now the city wants their money back and goes to that employer and says, hey, you gave these benefits. Now this is unemployment, not pandemic. We'll deal with pandemic in another video. You gave this person, this person was let go from the position. I guess it wasn't enough position, whatever the case is. This person applied for unemployment benefits, and, it's coming out of your account now. So I will explain in another video because it's a little bit hard to understand the process, but how employers pay into and how employees pay into unemployment benefits. So, but whatever. Suffice it to say for now that they're saying, hey, we're gonna take this from your employer rating account, your employer benefit account, and do you have anything to say about it? Do you want to challenge it so we don't give these benefits? Now, employers don't want to see their taxes go up, their employment taxes go up next year. They don't want to pay a higher rating, so they fight it rightfully because they're like, okay, we don't want to give it up because we don't want to pay tax. We don't want to pay indefinitely because remember, anytime, keep in mind, this is New York. This is liberal New York. Anytime your taxes go up, they will never come down. Always. This is super liberal, leftist, pinko, Democrat, communist New York. Let's get clear. Republicans here are communist. Everyone here is a pinko communist here. So they love your money. They're socials here. They love your money. They love to take everything and shut down your business, myself included. They would love it. So whatever, right? So employer pushes back, says, I don't want to pay this. So now they report to the unemployment agency, this guy worked. He had a legitimate job. He was ready, willing, and able to work. He's not entitled to benefits. So the unemployment agency says, wait a second, how are you certifying for benefits when you're eligible to work and you've already worked? You're fraudulently misrepresenting to us that you are unemployed in order to get these benefits. And this is the situation you have a lot because a lot of people were just simply certifying without understanding the implications of what they were doing. And it happens. It's not done maliciously. Of course, when you get this letter, they're going to tell you were willfully fraudulent, you were willfully misrepresenting your situation, you were intentionally trying to defraud the government, blah, 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 blah. All nonsense. So how do you respond to these things, right? So obviously, first and foremost, you got to determine what you were doing during the weeks that they're citing to. They're going to cite to, say, 3-4 weeks or whatever the case is. Did you get paid those weeks? Did you have a job? What did you do, right? So that's the first thing. So document that, keep that, clarify. Once you've determined what you did that time, you need to come up with a reason why you continue to certify, for these benefits, even though you technically were not allowed to get them. The fact of the matter is, most of you were basically picking jobs that were just completely unsuitable. I mean, almost all of you. I've yet. And I won't disclose, obviously, right, for confidentiality, but I have yet to find one person that has accepted a position when they were forced to close, that has accepted a position that was even commensurate a little bit to their experience, their training, their skills, and their licenses. Yet to find one. I'm probably 20 people in, yet to find one. So what do? You respond. The first argument they're going to say is, you were working that week, therefore it constitutes employment and you weren't eligible for unemployment. Your response is, employment as defined under the statute is work that is suitable and that reasonably fits my training, experience, education, license, etc. If you picked a job that was beneath you, and let's be clear, you were a doctor, you were a lawyer, you were something professional, you were something advanced, and you took a job as a fry cook. No offense to fry cooks, but those people that took those jobs, who did that in that situation, was well above your pay grade. Okay, so that is not suitable employment under section 591. I want to say that is not suitable employment. All right, so that's number one. So that cannot be used to disqualify you for benefits, to say that you were not totally unemployed. You were employed, but you were employed in an unsuitable situation that wasn't reasonably fitted towards your skills and, your skills and talents and stuff like this. Next question. The next argument is going to be, why you certified? You certified, in order for them to determine that you fraudulently certified that you were unemployed for benefits, that you willfully misrepresented, in order for them to determine that, they have to show that you intended to do it. I believe the word is called scienter or something. It's like some fancy pants word to just show that you had the mindset. You intended to defraud. That's a really... Don't eat my boots, damn it. Bad dog. Bad dog. He's going to come and interrupt this video. So anyhow, they have to be able to show that you intentionally misrepresented that you were unemployed, and you did so with the intent to defraud them. That's almost impossible to do. They have to show you a ton of evidence on that. Fraud is an extremely difficult thing to prove, and they have to show you a ton of it. You simply certified in good faith because your employment was woefully inadequate, it was not suitable, and it was not commensurate to your and it was not reasonably fitted for your talents, your training, your license, and your experience. Therefore, you should not have to pay back anything because you didn't do anything fraudulently. They're improperly using that particular piece of employment to take your money back from you, and In fact, it's the city's fault. It's not yours. So you should appeal and you should push back on that and you should make sure they don't get away with it. Remember, this city was very stupid during the pandemic. In order to buy your votes, okay, they created a situation where they shut down all the businesses and they prevented all of you from earning money, okay? They played on your fears that you were all afraid to open up the business during this time. You were all afraid of catching COVID, whatever the case is. And then those of you who weren't afraid were terrified and upset to hurt. You felt bad for your neighbor. You didn't want to get your neighbor sick. Okay, so you all suffered. Okay, so now the city that created this situation that you suffered in is now trying to recoup and trying to double down and make it like they're not culpable or responsible for anything. They failed miserably. They just handed out money like hotcakes, thinking it was going to be there forever. They didn't get the money that they wanted. They played politics with it, and now they're looking to recover. So you make sure you appeal. You make sure you explain to them that the job you've taken, if this applies to you, the job you've taken was unsuitable. It was not reasonably tailored, or it was not reasonably fitted for your training, experience, education, licenses, etc. That it was actually beneath you. It was unsuitable work. It shouldn't qualify as employment, and you did it in good faith, to where there was no instance of any kind of misrepresentation of the such. Make sure if you need us to do it, that's fine. Give us a call, let us know. We will charge you. We don't do it for free. These videos are free. You could do it yourself. I'm not telling whatever. You don't got to give me any credibility to this. I don't care. But, you know, we're more than happy to help you. If you need us, let us know. You could retain us. We could jump in for you. Otherwise, take this information. Don't let the city get away with it. Don't let the city take your money any more than they already have. They created this. You should not have to sit there and pay double. You should not sit there and pay twice for their own mistakes and screw ups. So this was Vinny Milady with Milady Law, the strongest name in law. I am Vincent Milady, the founder, partner, leader, God King, everything of Milady Law. And hopefully this was helpful. And hopefully you could use this information to give the government this like they give you every single time. So, as always, yours in the law, love and lifts. This is Vinny Milady. I am out. Always be unusually motivated, and have a great day.